Hi, good morning. Welcome back to Mike Makes It. Today I thought we'd have a quick look at helicoils and E-Z Lok inserts. Well, basically a helicoil looks very much like a spring, if we can get that into shot. Very much like a spring. But basically what you do with it, if I can grab a block of metal, there we go. If for instance you want to put a thread in here, that's fine. You drill it out, say let's for example we're putting a 12mm thread in there. You drill that out to approximately 10.5 millimeters, tap it out with a 12mm tap, and bang, you've got a 12mm thread cut into the aluminium. However, aluminium is very soft, and in my experience it can be stripped very easily. The thread can be pulled out. So you might like to put in either a steel or a stainless steel insert. And that's where the helicoil comes in, and basically that's a lot stronger than the aluminium, so the longevity of the thread will be greater. You can also, if you had a 12mm thread in there or any size thread that's been stripped out, and you still want to maintain the same hole or thread size, then that's where the helicoil comes in, a thread repair tool basically. Now I've used that many times on car engines. You might strip the thread out in your aluminium block, and you don't want to scrap the block. In goes a helicoil, and away you go. You fixed it. But what's come to my attention, that I haven't used before, is something called E-Z Lok inserts. American, I believe, well, made in the USA. These particular pack is, and basically all it is. It's a solid piece of steel, or stainless steel, I should say. There you go. And that can be put in instead of a helicoil. The beauty of the E-Z Lok inserts is it takes a standard drill, in the sense of this is a 12mm outside thread and an 8mm inside. So all I'll have to do is drill the steel or the aluminium or whatever I want to actually put this thread into, drill this out, in this case 10.5mm drill, tap it to 12, in goes the insert, bang, 8mm thread inside the insert, job's a good one. What I omitted to suggest to you or tell you, with the helicoils, basically it comes as a set. You've got a drill to drill a hole that'll accept the tap that's supplied in the set. You've got a driver that screws the helicoil insert into the threaded hole you've made. And there's a chisel, if you want to call it a chisel or a punch, that'll break off the tang. The tang being, again we'll have a little look, in the end of the helicoil. That end goes in first, and you simply drive that down into the hole using this tool. That tool goes down there, fits into the tang, screw that into the hole to the depth you require, pull out the tool, get the punch. A quick sharp tap breaks the tang off because it's already got a little cut in it. Excuse me. And job's a good one. And that's fine if you've got the set, because this drill isn't like a 10.5mm drill. It's actually a 21st 64th size drill. Right old weird size drill, but it suits the tap. And this tap is suitable for this particular insert in this case. If I read off the size on it, it doesn't actually give you a size. It just tells you it's suitable for these particular helicoils, and that's fine. That's fine if you got the kit. But I'm liking the idea of this: a standard drill, a standard tap, in goes the insert, and I'm thinking this is a lot stronger. So I'm going to put a helicoil in. I'm going to put one of these inserts in, and we'll have a shootout, see actually which is the strongest insert. So let's drill a few holes, and away we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I've got two pieces of metal, very similar. The holes are in similar places on the metal. In the helicoil, I'm going to use their special 21/64 drill, and in the E-Z Lok, standard 10.5mm drill for 12mm tap. So we'll just drill this one out first. Now I'm drilling it very close to the edge just to see if there's an advantage between the two devices I'm going to fit. You may find the E-Z Lok, I think the E-Z Lok will probably fare better being closer to the edge and having a complete metal body, if you like, rather than the helicoil, which is basically kind of looks like a spring and maybe slightly weaker. But we'll see. That's the idea of the test. You can see there's more metal left on the helicoil hole than the E-Z Lok, so we'll see. Let's take it over the bench, tap these two out. Remember, this is going to be tapped to 12mm for the E-Z Lok, and the helicoil has been tapped out with the tap supplied that suits the insert. Right, we're over the device. We've got the block of metal that we're going to tap out for the E-Z Lok, and you can tell the difference in the tap sizes. One on the left is a 12mm, the one on the right is the one that's supplied with the 8mm helicoil insert. So we'll do the 12mm first. Got no fancy way of putting the thread in other than just eye. And normally it works. With the helicoil inserts, I've never put any adhesive to hold them into place. I think mainly because you'll end up locking the bolt in it. With the E-Z Lok inserts though, I've got one to hand. You can see the red. That's a type of Loctite that when you screw the insert in, it breaks the little crystals there, releases the Loctite and bonds the thread in. Now from E-Z Lok, I believe there's 3 different types of Loctite. I'll call it Loctite, it might be a different manufacturer, but the adhesive comes in 3 different varieties. One is easily removable if you want to get the insert out. One's a mid-range one, and another one is, yeah, get your hammer and chisel. It's not going to come out. These, I believe, are the mid-range ones, so they are removable, but shouldn't come out if you undo the bolt, which is the idea of it. And I found with the helicoil, they tend to stay in anyhow. You can screw them in because you're closing the spring up, but when you try to reverse it out, it's not going to come because it opens up into the thread. Right, that's the E-Z Lok, threaded out to 12mm. Now with the kit, you do get a plastic tool that you could put the tap into. So if you're in the field, a box of this, a box of the helicoil, what I should say, if you've got a kit a helicoil, if you look at that, yeah, there's the tap. I'm going to tap this out. That was supplied with the kit, as is this tool. So if you're in the field, you don't need you know, 3 or 4 different taps and other bits and bobs. If you've got the kit, it's all there apart from the drill. When I say drill, I mean the electric drill. The drill bit comes with it, but in this case, because I'm in the garage, I'm going to use a tap wrench I've got, because it's a little bit easy. It's like two-handed. With this tool, you're working with one hand. Well, you could just about use 2 hands, I suppose, but I take the easy option, and I'm using this. Let me just get this started. I'll put a drop of oil on it. I'm sure everybody watching knows, but I go about 1 turn, then back it off to break the swarf off that you're cutting out with the tap. A little bit of oil on there helps with the lubrication and the cutting, etc. It's only a standard oil. You can get special cutting oil that I haven't got, but you know, 3-in-1, something like that normally works. Right, there we go. In the garage, I'm lucky enough, just disappear off shot a second, lucky enough to have an airline, so all I do just blow the tap off with the airline. Also the hole just cleans all the swarf out. So right, there's the 2 holes cut. What we can do now is put the helicoil in whilst it's in the bench. As I say, there's a tool they give you. It's got a slotted end there. The helicoil has got a tang. So pop that over the end, locate the slotted end into the tang, as you can hopefully see there, and you just screw that into the hole. The depth is determined by this stop. So depending on your application, you'd slide this up and down, the little screw there, slide it up and down to the depth you require. So we'll just pop that in. I'm going to go just slightly below the surface once we get it started. And you can see it's like a spring. Hopefully you can see that on shot. And when you screw clockwise, which is the direction we need to go, it tends to close the spring up, so it's easy to run down the hole. If I try backing it out, if I put any more pressure on, it's going to break the tang off, and that's not what I want to happen. So you can put these in, they don't want to come out, not in one piece. I've gone a little bit further into the surface than I wanted to, but that's not a problem. It's not come out the other side. You need to be a little bit more careful if you're repairing something, and don't be talking on camera. That's probably what I find is good. Now with this, there's a little magnet on the end, so if you're in a blind hole, you little tap with that with a hammer, and that should just snap off. So we'll try it, just a sharp blow there. Now see, you can tell I've broke the tang off, as if by magic the little tang is still on the end of the magnet, which is the whole point. That doesn't disappear into your engine block, for instance. So that's that one done. Swap over to the E-Z Lok. Now, I haven't shown you this before, but you can get a tool with the inserts for the E-Z Lok. You can see there's 2 fins on the end. That'll drive the E-Z Lok insert in. As you can see with that, there's a couple of cutouts which coincidentally tally up with the tool. So you just slide that over the tool onto the cutouts and simply wind them in. So you wind that in. I can't go too much deeper than the surface because the tool pops out, but it is flush, and that's actually quite a lovely job as far as E-Z Lok inserts go. Hopefully that's coming across on shot. So it's flush with the surface. The helicoil, unfortunately, as I was chatting, I drove it down a little bit too far. And there's no way to get that back up now, but there's no need in this application. It's only a test. But what I'll do, the glue on here is supposed to dry in 24 hours. Now I'm not going to wait 24 hours for that. All I want to do is I'll probably put a little socket over the top of that and a bolt into the hole, and get the old torque wrench on there and see what torque we can exert before we destroy something, either the tool or the insert. So I'll set up on the bench now and we'll have a little go with it. Okay, we've got the helicoil in there, 8mm insert, and what I'm going to do, I've got a pack of washers here, which the actual hole of the washer is bigger than the whole body of the insert. So if the insert is to pull up, it's going to pull up through the hole. So I've got a pack of those. There's a 8mm toughened bolt, hardened bolt there, a couple of washers on the top so that doesn't get pulled through. This will drive down into the full length or full height of the helicoil insert, and it'll be exactly the same on the E-Z Lok insert. So we'll just screw that in there. I've got a torque gauge that's going to measure the maximum torque we've put on, so hopefully we'll be able to register the torque before either the bolt fails or the helicoil. Now that's high tensile steel bolt, so hopefully it's not going to be going anywhere. Hopefully the helicoil will fail first. Let me just find the appropriate socket. There we go. Right, that's what I'm going to use for measuring. Switch him on, press the right button. We set that to peak pounds per inch, so if you work in any other denomination, you're unlucky. So there's no ratchet on here, unfortunately. There we go, so just have to bear with me. Right, helicoil insert, like I say, £31 so far, and I think that's a bolt gone. Let's have a look. Something went. Yeah, the bolts failed. So much for high tensile bolts. On the plus side, the insert's not failed. Let's try it again in case there was a fluke with a bolt. Then we'll do the same test, of course, with the E-Z Lok insert. See if we can rip that out before the bolt fails. If not, there's not a lot more I can do apart from saying equal contest. Right, let's reset that. We got £31.9 before that failed, which ain't a lot. I was expecting more out of the bolt, but that's Mike for you. Right, that feels if it's going to go again. Yep. It's consistent. £32. So that has managed to, was actually sheared off in the helicoil, but you can remove that. Okay, well that ain't really proving too much, but let's go to the E-Z Lok insert. I'm pretty sure, given the fact it's a 12mm thread in the aluminium, it's going to survive just as well. So I'm just centering up over the helicoil, E-Z Lok insert. Let's reset that. Anybody going to guess the number? Is it going to be 31 or 32? Up to 26. Yeah, that's just going again, same. That only got to £22. Yeah, there you go. Exactly the same. I'm not going to use a fourth bolt. There's going to be the same result. But looking at the inserts, they're absolutely untouched. So I'm afraid I'm going to call that a contest. It's equal. It's a draw for both of those. The E-Z Lok insert, what I would say though, you could probably go to the edge of a piece of metal safer than you could with the Helicoil, given the fact that the body of the E-Z Lok insert is a solid piece of steel or stainless steel, depending on which one you buy. Whereas the Helicoil insert is basically, it's more than a spring, but it is just a spring in a piece of metal. So yeah, if you want to go really close to the edge, the E-Z Lok insert is probably the way to go. One thing I mentioned earlier, if you want to take, well, I didn't mention this earlier, I showed you the tool for driving it in, which is available from E-Z Lok. But to remove these, just jam in a stud extractor, wind them in, and every one I've tried, I've done about a dozen of these from old machinery, and they were Loctited in, and they've been pushed down the hole further than they should be. You can see that's where I've removed one from there. Sometimes the E-Z Lok insert seems to wind down the bottom of the hole. That's what I found with this. But every one has been removable with a stud extractor. Biggest stud extractor I had, yam it down the hole, unscrew it as if you're unscrewing a bolt, and the inserts just come out like a piece of cake. So you may find recovery time from failure would be less with an E-Z Lok insert rather than a Helicoil. It depends on the circumstance, but I'm liking the E-Z Loks now. I know they're available, but not as readily available as the Helicoils, unfortunately. But there you go. Well, if you found it useful, the video, very happy to receive a thumbs up and maybe subscribe, because I'm sure I'm going to be finding something else to put on YouTube for you. So yeah, thumbs up would be great. Thanks for watching.